Welcome back to another BrainBoxes video guide. Today we'll be showing you a number of tricks to get more out of your BB400 by visualizing data using Node-RED, InfluxDB, Grafana and the BB400. We'll be simulating real machine inputs like on-off and high-low by sending randomized I/O count data from the BB400 to a time series database in InfluxDB, which will allow us to create graphical visualizations of the data in Grafana in the form of charts, graphs and more. If you're just starting your IoT journey and don't have the facilities to capture data, this is a great example for proving concepts without wiring sensors. In industrial situations such as production lines, it is common to count how often something changes, such as uptime, parts manufactured, or machine errors, and to store that information for review and analysis. This application will provide a simple template to get started, and best of all, you'll only need a BB400, a web browser, and an internet connection. Before we continue, it's important to know the IP address of the BB400 and the TCP port number of each application, as this will allow you to connect and forward the data from the BB400 to Grafana and access each application. You might find writing these down helpful for future reference, but we'll go through them as and when we need them. To find your IP address, log in to the BB400 web admin interface at bb400-yourmacaddress:9090 and go to the hostname tab and networking. In the web admin interface, go to Apps. Node-RED, InfluxDB and Grafana should be installed on the BB400 by default, but if you need to install them, go to the terminal and copy this code. You can also find this in the description below and paste it into the terminal using Ctrl-A followed by Ctrl-V. Installing any custom software is as simple as running GET requests and pointing the BB400 to the correct repository. Now we're going to configure Node-RED so that we can send data to InfluxDB and view this data in Grafana. If this is your first time using Node-RED, you can find a link to our Cloud Connector series guiding you through sending and receiving data in Node-RED in the description below. In your web browser, open a new page and change the port number to 1880 to access Node-RED. This can also be done through the Apps menu in the admin interface. We'll be running two custom Node-RED flows. You can copy the code in the description below into Node-RED's clipboard for a quick and easy setup. The first Node-RED flow is simulating real-time data from the BB400's 8 I/O inputs by toggling between and sending a 1 or 0 at random intervals to the I/O count level. This will give us a timestamped series of data that we can search back over. The second Node-RED flow is receiving the simulated count from the BB400 and sending it to the InfluxDB database. The InfluxDB node is titled BBCount. The name of the database we'll create in InfluxDB. You can name this anything, but you'll need to update the server URL inside the node. Now the data is being received by Node-RED, we need to create a database in InfluxDB and send some data over. First, we need to run an instance of InfluxDB in the BB400 terminal by typing influx. To create our database, type create database BBCount. We can see all the databases present by using the command show databases. We want to use the BBCount database, so type use BBCount. The database will be empty, but if we go back to our Node-RED flows, deploy both in the top right corner, go back to the terminal and run the next command, select asterisk from BBCount limit 10. If you have a large historic database, it's important to limit the number of values you output to something small, as this can take a while to load. Now we'll see the counts for each I/O line over time. The columns represent the I/O line, and each row is a dataset at a given time. The data shown is in ascending time, but it might be useful to see the most recent changes in your I/O counts first, by typing the command select asterisk from BBCount order by time, descending limit 10. If we check the I/O status in the BB400 web admin interface against the terminal, we can see the I/O count data matches our database, which is now up and running. We can view this data in Grafana by opening another tab and changing the port number to 3000. Both username and password are admin, but you'll be prompted to change your password immediately. We want to add an InfluxDB data source by going to Configuration and Data Sources. Select InfluxDB and change the URL to 127.0.0.1:8086 and the database to BBCount. We can create graphs by clicking on Create, Dashboard and Add New Panel. To see the data, we need to change our data source from default to InfluxDB and add a query. To see the change in all I/O counts over time, we'll type select asterisk from BB count. Our panel now shows our timestamp data in a real-time graph. We can separate the data into a dashboard for each I/O line by changing the query to select I/O line 1 from BB count, and doing this for each I/O line. To edit an existing graph, we can hover over the title and click Edit. We have now configured the BB400 to count the change in I/O lines, send that data to InfluxDB, and visualize the changes in Grafana. You can continue to monitor the graphs you've created, or use Grafana to visualize your data in more ways. Once you've proven your concept, you'll be able to reuse the Node-RED flows in the description below to capture real timestamp data.
All of BrainBox's products offer lifetime warranty and support when registered through our website, so don't hesitate to get in touch with any queries or issues you may have. Don't forget to leave a like if you found this video helpful, follow us on Twitter, and sign up to our newsletters.